something for you, but keep it to yourself. I'm feeling curious, want to explore it, nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute, before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it, hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come on, here with me, I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay, we'll take it slow.
Team that you just love.
It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And coming right up, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers. For Cleveland, they come in off a win in their last outing against Boston. That game was a dominant performance. Always nice to win one going away, but it's just one game, and they'll be ready to go tonight. A grueling first half of the season, almost in the books. Now we look forward to All-Star Week. Shaq, for the players, how do they benefit from this break in the action?
Well, if you're not invited to Kenny's party, you got to rest your body. And then you just have to sit back and reevaluate parts of your game.
I need a mental break, so that's why I have the party. Every year, All-Star Weekend, you are all invited.
I've been there many times.
You've been there. Not many. You've been there
many times.
All the time.
Yeah, you have been there many.
Yeah.
Ernie, gets behind the DJ booth every now and then and turns the
DJ
party
Ernie
out.
J.
No, gets on the microphone and starts shouting it out. Throw your hands in the air.
And wave them like you just don't care. Let me hear you say,
That's pretty much me. That's what I do.
My name is Ernie and I'm from Milwaukee. Somebody say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He turns the party out.
Yeah.
They need a little bit.
Pretty much the way I live my life. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
I never want to waste your time. My life, so precious. It's yours, it's mine. Hey, look at the time. My God, so precious. It's yours, it's mine.
It's time for some hoops at the Chesapeake Energy Arena, home of the Thunder here in downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And we're going to bring it to you live on 2K Sports. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. The Thunder are looking to grab one for the home fans here in Oklahoma City before heading back out on the road. Well, they come into every game with confidence, and this game is no different. Two elite teams put each other to the test, certainly, every time they meet. A lot on the line in this one, though.
And it's in your DNA. You come up against a natural rival, you're going to be a little bit salty.
Yeah, some of the fellas will say, this is just like any other game, but the truth is, nah, it isn't.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, LeBron James does not mind being a vocal leader. He said conflict was just part of the game for me growing up. I played outdoors, and if you didn't win, you might not play again for the rest of the day. Now I'm the leader of this team, and I expect nothing less than greatness out of all of us. I'm going to hold everyone accountable, including myself. Kevin?
And that's so great to hear, D.A. LeBron is a proven leader and champion, as we all know, expects to contend for a championship every year. And both these teams very aggressive. Looking at early offense, transition defense, I think would be critical. What do you think?
Up-tempo basketball, Kevin. Up-tempo basketball. Right now, the pace. How do you control the pace? You got to control the boards. You got to be aggressive on the defensive end because this game can get out of hand if you don't get back on deep.
Ready, gentlemen? Ready?
And it's the Cavaliers to start out. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, LeBron and Thompson are up front. Smith is out there with Hill. Cavaliers on D. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
And we all know in a hostile environment, always tough, but they were the better team on that night.
I absolutely love the fire they showed on the road. You really could tell they wanted that one.
And LeBron gets it to go with the assist by Hill. James has got the first points up on the board here for Cleveland. And Anthony gets it to go.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Now here's James. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Celtics in Boston.
Yeah, but what about the passing? Crisp, decisive. He racked up a ton of assists, impacted the game in a number of ways.
6 to shoot. Deep 2 from Hill. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. They went to Cleveland for their last meeting with the Cavaliers, and they came out with the win.
Yeah, a dominant win for them their last time in this matchup. And what jumps off the stat page was their advantage on the boards.
Yeah, that was the focal point for them. Running a number of guys to the glass allowed them to completely overwhelm their opponent.
There's a screen. Osman, defended by George. Here's Thompson. It's deflected. Right side George. From down in the low post, it goes. George has got his first bucket of the night.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
And here's Hill for 3. Again, missing Hill.
Opening up 1 for 4 is definitely not the ideal start they were hoping for.
Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Yeah, just superb focus there from Melo, overpowering the D, one of the best shooters we have in this game.
We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Outside Hill. Buries it from 3-point range. Hill's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
They get it again. Adams' shot is good.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
It can be discouraging, frustrating, but you only have yourselves to blame. Box out.
Now here is Hill. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Boston. And it's Smith missing. Oklahoma City leading by 5. And George, here we go, takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. George has got his second basket of the night. Cleveland's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Smith outside. Down low, Osman. Good, the assist goes to Hill.
And that was the correct play to make. George Hill, a very discerning playmaker.
Here's George.
Whoa! Goodness. Woo. Wow. He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go. Baby, it is showtime. Now, here is Hill. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game.
Oh, yeah, you better not forget just how athletic Smith is. He's a skilled dunker if he has the room to take off. I think a kick out is the better option there. Defense had the rim on lockdown.
All alone. And again, it's Cleveland. The Thunder have gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. And it's George finishing it off.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
Here's James following the score by Oklahoma City. The screen from Thompson. Inside, taken away by Anthony. And now the fast break. George with the ball. And George with the stuff.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive end in a blink?
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
Yeah, as a big fella, that's the thing, Greg. You got to be quick in setting those screens. If you get a little lazy, you get called for it.
Westbrook, and he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And Hill has it in the corner. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. 6 points for Hill. And Tyronn Lue thrown right into the fire as the head coach of the Cavaliers, and he led them to a title in his rookie year as a head coach.
Yeah, it was a whirlwind, but he's so organized. He knew the changes he wanted to make. Coming in and leading a championship team, he was up to the task.
And Westbrook throws it down hard.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
Hill dishes to James. The screen from Thompson. Hill kicks to Thompson. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. 5 to shoot. It's stolen by Adams. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. And there's Paul George on the assist by Westbrook. Westbrook's got 4 assists now tonight. The Cavaliers trail by 10 to the middle. Deflects the pass, and it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams.
Man, you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
Well, some of that, too, is just setting the tone by being aggressive. You need guys like this on your team.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
And Paul George kind of made it known of his desire to leave for LA after this season, but big risk for the Thunder to make that move and trade for him.
And to look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Thunder.
And they've been avoiding those deep threes. They're capable of knocking those shots down from long range, but so far they've really been reluctant to let it fly from that free throw line extended three-point shot.
To the paint, Osman. And Adams sends it back. Here's George. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Oh, okay, you've done your job so far, but the question is now, can they sustain this level of energy? There's still a lot of game to play.
That's good from George. And Chris, in your playing days, you had to deal with media answering questions. Now you're on the other side of that. You're asking the questions. What was your view of the media then, and has that changed at all?
My view of the media then was watch what you say, because they will take the smallest soundbite and turn it into title of the article, and if you don't read the article, you will not see that it had anything to do with what was written. So always be cautious. And of course, they're good members of the media, but that you can always get gotten. I still feel the same way, that you just need to be honest, respect the process, but make sure that you understand that the interviewer is doing their job, and it would be a great notch in their belt to use one of your quotes as a gotcha moment. And so I just think you just have to be careful and make sure that that you're prepared for the interview. But no, it hasn't changed, and hopefully, Kev, like yourself, I could bring some levity to it and some honesty to it and have some fun, because at the end of the day, I'm a fan of all these guys. I know how hard they had to work to get to this moment. I know the ups and the downs of it. I've experienced the highs and the lows, and so I'm really just kind of going through it with them, as opposed to trying to prove any points or have a dog in any race. So no, my opinion of the media has changed. It's a lot of good people, but you got to just respect the process.
But I like what you said, Chris. You've always been honest, and that's kind of been your label. You've been very honest with your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier just to do that, especially when I'm passionate about something. I definitely try to be honest about. Yeah, just make some stuff up. Yeah.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
16 feet away. That's tipped. Pass to LeBron. The screen from Thompson. LeBron kicks to Thompson. Smith outside. Thompson, a screen on Westbrook. For three, Smith. And Westbrook pulls it down. Oklahoma City leading by 15. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. Going back to your playing days, Chris, you were drafted by the Magic, but traded on draft day to the Golden State Warriors. If you had suited up for the Magic alongside Shaquille O'Neal, that would have been something.
Oh yeah, I would have tried to. I think I would have been the first Westbrook. That was my goal. If I was playing with Big Shaq, just do your job, and I would have averaged a triple-double easily. I would have averaged a triple-double. When you look at Dennis Scott, that would have been on the corner, Big Shaq up top, and that pick and roll right there, you're going to have to guard me or him, and I didn't mind throwing it up to a big fella. I love seeing people dunk from alley-oop, so that would have been fun. I would have tried to have Shaq break a backboard every single night. But hey, can't go back in time, man.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Anthony. Jeremy Grant comes in for George. And it's Felton in for Ferguson. Good on the second free throw. Clarkson with the ball. A 17-point game for him in the win against Boston. The dish to Green. Back to Hood. Jacks up a three. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And a good job taking what the D gives him. He's not going to pass it up with that much space.
Westbrook wide open. He fires. Off target from outside.
He finds a major hole in the D beyond the arc and still can't cash in on it.
Corver passes to Clarkson. Offensive rebound.
And how many extra possessions have they gotten because of that rebounding edge?
You can build a lead in a number of ways. Obviously, rebounding has been the backbone of their efforts all night.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Yeah, you got to love it. Everything's working. Offense, defense, already a big lead.
And the Cavaliers call time here.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Ooh, this is ugly. No question about it. And you wonder if these matchups aren't favoring them right now.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Abrinas is checked in. Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. You look at Golden State. They've got their eye on the number 1 seed as the season moves into the final stretch. Currently first place in the standings, and guys showing no signs of letting up. And, of course, Oklahoma City just way behind.
And when I look at Oklahoma City, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
And while they might not be on top of the standings, you get the feeling that they believe that they are.
Methodical in their approach, they have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Well, I love how they've done it. They built this huge lead with points in the paint, dominating physically.
And with Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love, the Cavs have some elite offensive rebounders, able to create extra offensive possessions.
Well, their offensive rebounding rate fell off quite a bit last season, from 9th best to 20th. I mean, they just got smaller without Mozgov and some of the other 7-footers they have, and other teams prepared for them.
Green draws the double. And here's Clarkson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Abrinas. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Thunder lead by 21.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Clarkson kicks to Korver. Clarkson with the screen for Korver. Clarkson with the ball. Now Felton defending. Nance a screen. Here's Clarkson. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Raymond Felton.
And how about the 46th pick back in the 14 draft? Jordan Clarkson has certainly exceeded expectations thus far in his career. An athletic combo guard, he's really succeeded playing at both the 1 and 2.
Shooting 2.
That one is off. And Greg, Jordan Clarkson, he has an offensive game, doesn't he?
He's able to shoot with range, and he can attack off the bounce as well. I think that enables him to kind of play on or off the ball. And I think he has a chance to be a really good two-way player in our league.
And he's good on the second.
Former first-team All-Rookie after being picked in the second round. Clarkson, a draft day steal.
And the dunk by Grant.
He gives up a lot of size to most other power forwards, but not too many of them can fly like he can.
And so here's Cleveland. The Thunder making the shot. Clarkson kicks to Korver. Off target from three-point range.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Abrinas' shot is off.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Oklahoma City leading by 22. Lets it go from the wing. Kept alive. Adams gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Adams has got his second bucket tonight.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
And it's Korver in the corner. Outside, Green. He dishes it to Hood. Here's Clarkson. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
One of the things Clarkson does best is converting off the dribble drive.
Adams. Down it goes. His third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
There's the screen. Adams brings the double team. It's stolen by Adams. Here's Abrinas. Again, Oklahoma City.
And a terrific percentage here in the first half. You got to love their rhythm and the flow with which they're playing.
Well, it's the shot selection. That's been a positive for them thus far and a negative for their opponent.
He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And the buzzer sounds to end the first, and we've got a blowout underway here. Oklahoma City out in front, running away with it. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And Russell Westbrook, a guy who has faced some criticism, also a guy who is extremely critical of himself.
It's tough, and I'm still learning every night to be able to come out, to know when to score, to know when to pass, to know when to be aggressive, to know when to slow down. It can be tough at times because I want to do so well, and I want my teammates to do so well, and I want to win so bad.
Well, you have to love the competitive attitude, the desire to be great, not just for himself, but for his teammates, too.
And the emphasis on winning. That's why so many people in the league feel that it's just a matter of time before Westbrook puts those finishing touches on his game.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And for the Thunder here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Well, this roster is built for guys with speed. They're running the floor hard in the first quarter.
Eustace is out there with Grant. Then there's Patrick Patterson. Then there's Felton. And it's Abrinas in at the shooting guard. That's the group for Oklahoma City getting going here in the second. And that one drops for him. Patterson's got 6 points.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
To the paint, here's Nance. It's blocked.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for James.
It's been surprising to me to see him take a little bit of a tumble lately in terms of what he's doing for them offensively. The points just haven't been there for him like they were a few months back. The defenses he's facing have adjusted to him, and he hasn't been able to make his own adjustments.
That one is off. Chris, during your career, you always had incredible footwork in the post. Who are some of the bigs that impress you with their footwork today?
Oh, wow. I think you have to look down in New Orleans. I mean, they have two great examples in Cousins and Davis, two guys that can dance with the best of them. You look at Minnesota and that young fella Cat there, the way that he plays and moves his feet and how he handles it in the post, you have to love it. But I love where the big men are today because they have great footwork. They have the skill set of the small guys and still use their size, but those three come to mind right now.
It's not a lost art either. I think guys realize that their footwork is sometimes their ticket to a good career.
They better, and if not, they need to open the basketball history books and look at guys like Akeem Olajuwon and Kevin McHale, two of the best ever with footwork. And that's why, you know, it's fun growing up playing other sports because it prepares you for basketball. It prepares you having to quit work and having to be a big guy but still being light on your feet.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Guys, Tristan Thompson has one of the longest consecutive games played streaks in NBA history. He said, the mind's a powerful thing, and if you tell your brain everything is all right, you'd be surprised on the stuff you can achieve. We have the mental toughness to push through our limits. That's how you become great and test yourself as a player. Kevin?
Well, David, Thompson's certainly a mentally strong player. Always nice to have someone you can rely on night in and night out. Now, here's Hood. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Boston. And Kyle Korver picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
And gets physical on the boards and just really pays for it with the over-the-back call.
I'd like to see him use his head a little more than his body for the rest of the game. Don't get caught out of position in the first place.
For Oklahoma City, they've gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. Patterson misses in close.
A hand right in his face on the layup. Excellent defense that time in the paint.
Outside Hood. And it's Hood again missing.
It's clear this just isn't his night. I mean, if they're going to keep him on the floor, I think his best role would be to be a decoy. Now look, if he can start turning some of these misses into makes, their lead is going to take a big jump.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Now that we have a second, Take a look at the teams that have scored the most points off turnovers over the last 10 games. Number 1, the Thunder.
Just a terrific job over this stretch of forcing turnovers and capitalizing. They'd love to continue that trend.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Grant. Then for the Cavaliers, Tristan Thompson comes in for Larry Nance. And James subbed in for Hood. And both free throws good for Clarkson. They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked.
But that's why his size and length are so valuable. He altered the shot and collected the glass, all in a day's work.
Knocked away. Here's Eustace. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive end in a blink?
Timeout called, Cleveland.
And a wise move to call timeout there. They need to settle down a bit. They've been playing out of control at times here, and it shows with their turnover numbers.
And the Thunder with some changes. George is checked in for Josh Eustace. And Ferguson subbed in for Alex Abrinas. J.R. Smith's checked in for Cleveland. Hill comes in for Clarkson. Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession.
And let's check out some stats. Here are the numbers for Paul George. Averaging 22 points per, just over 2 steals, and 5 rebounds. What incredible numbers. He has been a beast.
Yeah, impossible to check right now. When he's on a roll like this, there's not much you can do to stop him.
And it's good for 2.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And beyond his ability to shine on the basketball floor, you have to commend Carmelo Anthony's effort, Greg, to get NBA players and other athletes more involved in making the world a better place.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done, but guys like Melo see what is beyond the world of basketball. He's spoken out as well as done the legwork of being active in his communities, and a lot of charity work for Melo. It's just nice to see the maturation process play out, just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Oh, that's why you see them flexing a little bit. They're feeling good about how they've dominated.
Here's James, and sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
One shot.
Love watching James show off his muscle. No one getting in his way. The D can't stop him.
You know, Chris, LeBron took a lot of heat going to Miami, but when he played with the Heat, he said he learned a lot how to win there. And certainly the results show with 2 championships and 4 NBA Finals.
The fans in Cleveland, they should be happy that he left, learned how to win there in Miami under a great leader like a Pat Riley, and came back and brought that knowledge to Cleveland and won their first championship. I'm sure all is forgiven now.
Free throw good, James.
Well, you got to admire LeBron. I mean, he's such a competitive athlete. He's one of the most competitive athletes you'll see in all of sports.
Felton can't get it to go. Cleveland's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Hill has the open look. No good. Shot missing. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And I feel like the defense was one step behind all night. I mean, they never made the adjustments to string together a few stops.
It's first triple of the second quarter, third of the game.
Patterson passes to Ferguson. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Hill kicks to Thompson. LeBron right side. No good on the three.
Well, that's the shot they're looking for. A clean three-pointer. Just can't get it to go.
Here's George, and then George with the jam.
And George just has that extra gear. Well, once he kicks into it, he is nearly impossible to stop.
Cleveland's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. And it's Paul George with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Here's Smith. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Celtics in Boston.
And a beautiful two-way game for him, blocking a couple of shots, giving the opponent something to think about.
He'll be beating himself up if they can't come back because he is not carrying his weight at the offensive end.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
Hill dishes to James for the three. Gets the three-pointer to fall. He has 5.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
They get the rebound. And, here, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not. But sure enough, they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. The Thunder shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
Two shots.
The first one falls. Well, we always hear about how some guys are locker room leaders or a veteran presence on a team. Chris, how quickly does someone establish themselves as a team leader? It's universally embraced by the rest of the team.
It's tough. You know, some guys can come in and do it day one, but I think that we've seen a lot of leaders grow, whether it was a great leader like a 2-time MVP in Nash. It took some years first for him to understand himself and then kind of let his leadership you follow that on the court. We bring that to today with a guy like a John Wall. It's taken him about 4 or 5 years to really learn to be around veterans, but guys are coming in younger now, and so I think that it's going to take a little bit of time to develop, but as long as they're continuing to learn, as long as they're continuing to put the effort out, because you're a leader first by what you do, not by what you say. And so if you are trying to figure your way out and work hard, then you're being a leader. People are figuring it out. It's usually when does the vocal part come in along with kind of leading by an example. And so I think for every person it's different, but it's a lot of fun watching because when they get to that point, you've definitely seen some development and growth from them mentally and physically when you know they've taken over the reins like a guy like John Wall has.
Good insight.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Osman. That's short off the rim.
He's got to be wondering, how did he miss that? I mean, he had all the space in the world.
Nice work on the board. It's paying off with the basket.
And it's about the tempo, guys. It favors them, and just look at that score.
Well, that's where they have the advantage tonight. They're just a better team in transition.
Now, here is Smith. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game.
Now, James loves pulling up immediately off the pass. You can't give him any breathing room, even when the pass is coming his way.
Here's Westbrook. And it's LeBron James with the rebound.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
The screen from Thompson. Hill. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. LeBron's got 3 assists now in this one.
You love seeing James distribute the ball. It shows that he really has a focus for getting his teammates involved.
And Westbrook gets it to go.
In the mid-range, Rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
Now here's LeBron. He's got 5 for 3. Hill drills the three-pointer. Hill's got 8 here in the quarter.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple. They are just killing them on the interior.
Dishes it to Thompson. And the Cavaliers getting another bucket right there.
Well, after not making anything from the field in the first, he has really elevated his game this second quarter.
And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And already his 3rd foul. It's got to be time to get him out of there probably until the 3rd quarter.
Adams, he's checked in for Patrick Patterson. Here's Anthony. 12 points for him. And he uses the glass on the layup. 8 points for Steven Adams.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
You know the saying, numbers don't lie. You can see it up there on the scoreboard.
Now here's James. Providing around 26.5 points a game, rarely has an off night. Goes back up. Thompson misses.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That is his 1st foul of the game. Nancy's checked in for the Cavaliers. Hood comes in for J.R. Smith. Well, Cleveland shooting around 41% on the night. Westbrook against Hill. Score the basket, his 3rd after 5 shots.
And the playmaking from Hill, he just gives them what they need.
Anthony, the pass to George. LeBron grabs the miss. The Cavaliers shooting in the second quarter 46%. Stolen by George. That shot missing. Cavaliers go the other way with it.
He's still looking to get into a groove this quarter.
Knocked away. Stolen by Westbrook. And even 3-on-3 break. George with the ball. He's picked up by Hill. Banked in off the glass. George has got 8 here in the quarter.
And hustle paying off there for George in the open court. Gets up court in a flash and finishes before the D can even react.
Now here's James. He's got 5. Osman. Anthony with the block. Left side, George. The rebound by Nance. Nance has got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And you can see how this game is going. Put a body on somebody.
Man, this is what happens when you get discouraged. Sometimes it just affects every part of your game.
Nance sets a screen for Hood. Anthony on the double team. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hood. And we see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for George.
What a display we've seen from them so far. Every half open look they've gotten, they've knocked down and show no signs of letting up. Right now, they are in the driver's seat. As long as they can keep their rhythm on offense, they'll just steamroll this team the rest of the way.
One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
Westbrook can't get it to go.
I'd have been very impressed if he had got that one to go. Tough D.
Hill kicks to LeBron. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
3-pointer. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Ferguson's got his 4th rebound in this one. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. You can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. And the free throw, no good. And the Thunder with some changes. Grant comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And Alex Abrinas subbed in for Ferguson. Westbrook against Clarkson. The putback, it's good on the putback.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Now here's Hood. He's covered closely. Stolen by Grant. And Grant with the clear path to the hoop. And the dunk by Grant.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Yeah, talent in this league has it so that now pretty much every team can push the pace. You have to get back on defense.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Kyle, a little tough there offensively in the first half. How do you guys get going in the second?
Just, keep on moving the ball, play with energy, play with the pass. I mean, they're a great defensive team. It's what they do. So it's going to be tough tonight, but we did all right.
Hey, Kyle, thanks a lot for your time, man. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith. That's Shaquille O'Neal. Thanks for joining us. And a pumped-up home crowd is behind us right now. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He had 27 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession, so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm. As smart and as safe as they're playing, they made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
Looking at Cleveland, Shaq, your thoughts?
Well, they're obviously facing a hot shooting team tonight. That combined with a lackluster effort on defense, recipe for disaster. Without major improvements defensively, this game is O-V-A, over.
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join us, as now we send you back to the action for the start of the third quarter.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, everyone. You can see Chesapeake Energy Arena there in the background as the cars stream down I-40. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters, just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, right. I mean, the defense hasn't had an answer for this guy yet. Just too skilled, too driven thus far.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, LeBron and Thompson are up front. George Hill out there with J.R. Smith.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, that won't go on the stat sheet. Close to getting the block, but really it had the same effect.
And George with the stuff.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
And that replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleash chaos moment. And when you're scouting a player like LeBron James, Chris, how do you defend him? What's the plan?
Wow, you got to stay in front of him. Try to force him to take bad shots. Tell the trainer to get the ice bath ready. Make sure you got some extra tape. And all this is easier said than done.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Now, here is Hill. Thompson, a screen on Westbrook. And it's Hill penetrating. Thompson, high post. Smith for 3. Smith missing again. For Oklahoma City, they've won 2 of 3 from the field. That's tipped and stolen by LeBron. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on George. The Cavaliers have only 1 missed free throw. They've had 5 attempts and made 4 of them.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
The first free throw is good. And so he makes both from the line. Oklahoma City shooting an offensive execution has been beyond great there. 63% from the floor in this game. And finished off by Westbrook.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
Get out the way. Move, and that pumps up his teammates as well. That's a statement play all the way around.
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Ugh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here.
Looking here at some numbers for James. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run, putting up about 24 points per, 10 assists, and 9 rebounds. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, anytime this club needs a basket, he's their go-to guy. Just an irrepressible, prolific scorer. Once he gets on the low block, it's just a matter of getting him ball.
Here's Ferguson, and again it's Oklahoma City.
And you can see they're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
Yeah, they've come out of the break with an eye toward efficiency. One of the advantage they hold in this game.
No one near Smith as he lets it go. Misses the 3.
Having a little bit of trouble at the start of the half. Only 1 for 4 from the field.
The shot's good from Westbrook.
Yeah, a big part of this run here has been their ability to score from mid-range.
Cleveland's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. The screen from Thompson. James in the post. Anthony on him. No one covering. 12 points for him.
I don't know if that was by design or by accident, but the D not paying any attention to him.
That shot off the mark. James with some nice D. Three-pointer. Doesn't go that time. And the Thunder going the other way now. Up next for them, the Grizzlies at the FedEx Forum. That one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. And now looks like we've got an injury here, guys. We'll likely see him come out of the game.
And I'll tell you, this is something you never like to see.
Oh, man, come on. Injuries like this can change the course of a game, even the whole season. Our thoughts and prayers are with him.
Eustace comes in for the Thunder. a chance here to check out the league's scoring leaders. Fifth on the list, LeBron James.
And his contribution to his team offensively cannot be understated. He is always leading the way for them with his ability to put up points.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation.
And that's turnover number 2 on the game, doing a nice job in terms of ball control.
A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Hill dishes to Thompson. Thompson is doubled. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Knocks down the 3 ball. 7 points for Smith.
The D did a good job shutting him down in the first, but he got loose and easily dropped that one.
They grabbed their own miss. Adams. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Adams brings the double team. It's stolen by Adams, all by himself. And Adams with the slam.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Now here's LeBron. He has 5. There's the pick. To the middle. Here's Thompson. And Thompson throws it down.
Look, this is what Thompson wants every time. He wants to get near the rim and try to throw it down.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Hill. The Thunder have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts.
Only shooting 71 really on the season, so there is plenty of room for improvement.
Two shots.
First one falls for him. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Felton's checked in. And Russell Westbrook drops them both. Cleveland's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. LeBron is doubled. In the corner, Smith with it. Right side, Hill. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
For Cleveland, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Not easy to miss a clean look inside like that, but he manages to do it.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
The Thunder have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight, 7 for 10.
One shot, gentlemen.
Well, Cleveland shooting around 40% in the third, maybe settling for some less than ideal looks out there. They set the screen. There's the double team with Westbrook. So the wing on the left, Osman. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Oklahoma City shooting in offensive execution has been beyond great there. 63% from the floor in this game. Well, Cleveland shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. And Tristan Thompson in the middle, a player, Greg, who understands his role.
He just plays hard and does the little things. Defense, rebounding, energy. When he's blocking shots and protecting the rim, he is one of the best bigs in our league.
Now, here is Hill. He's got 18. From outside the arc, he gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
Oh, and that's his second three-pointer this half. I mean, he's really cooking now.
Left side, Westbrook. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Westbrook's got 13 points in just this quarter.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Time now for an injury report. Let's get an update on George. What's the status, David?
Hey, Kevin, I chatted briefly with the head athletic trainer for the Thunder. He told me that the injury appears to be a strained Achilles. He's not going to return to this game, and unfortunately, it looks like he could be out for a while, Kevin.
David, thanks for the great update, guys. It doesn't sound good.
No, if that report is accurate, he's going to be spending a lot of time in rehab and on the sidelines.
Yeah, and given how hard he's worked, you know how frustrated he must be. Difficult blow to overcome for him and for his team.
He's taking over the game. Their lead's going to get even bigger if he keeps this up.
Hill kicks to James. Westbrook with the steal. No good on that one. Good D by James. They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
For Oklahoma City, they have shot the ball pretty well from the line, going 8 of 11. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for the Thunder. Alex Abrinas comes in for Eustace.
One shot.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
The Cavaliers shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense. Taken away by Felton. And Grant with a clear path. Oh!
He is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. Now, here's Clarkson. He's got 8. And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here.
And taking a look here at some numbers for Russell Westbrook. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. He's right around 29 points a night, 12 assists and 8 rebounds. With him, you get so much, but his ability to lead the way with his scoring, probably his best attribute.
An offensive juggernaut. I mean, he can just beat you in so many ways. You got to give it up for him.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, they've been tremendous from beyond the arc. It's a shift from what they did in the first 2 quarters, though.
And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Clarkson kicks to Korver. Misses the 3. Oklahoma City shooting a hot 57% from the field in the third. It's stolen by Korver. Now Clarkson. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Grant leading the charge.
Well, I like that he shows no hesitation there.
Yeah, while he's taking off, no one on the other side reacts. They give up the easy point.
Now, here's Clarkson. He's got 8. Kicks it to Nance. Poked away. Now the pass to Clarkson. Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession.
And looking now at some numbers for Steven Adams. He's one of the standouts over the last month. 4th in field goal percentage, and he's among the top 15 in rebounding. Just a powerful presence in the paint.
And yeah, he's such an efficient scorer, understands the offense, moves without the ball so well. That's why he's top 5 in field goal percentage. Now, here's Clarkson, following the shot by Patrick Patterson. Taken away by Felton. to the paint, and again Oklahoma City running the court in transition.
Ripping and running. They have a big advantage now in those transition opportunities.
Well, Cleveland shooting 39% from the floor, at their best. Clarkson passes to Korver. Nance a screen on Adams. Hood dishes to Green. Green draws the double. And stolen by Patterson. Here's Abrinas, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Oh, well, that's because it was terrific anticipation. Also, the quick hands, a lethal combination.
The second effort, and he sinks the layup. Abrinas has got 10 points.
He didn't let that first half get him down. He has come out firing on all cylinders to begin this second half.
It's out of bounds. Last touch by Korver. Let's get some information from the 2K leaderboard. In about the last 10 games in the NBA, during that span, these teams have the most second chance points in the league. In third, the Thunder.
Really something to see. Their effort on the offensive glass has just led to so many second chance opportunities.
Adams. And Adams with the slam.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. Clarkson with the ball. 8 points for him. To the inside, and Grant sends it back. And here we go with Adams running it up the court. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
2 shots, foul, 2.
Greg, the one thing about Patrick Patterson out of Kentucky, he is a smart basketball player.
Yeah, he's not the best rebounder or shot blocker, but the advanced stats love him, and he gets the job done at both ends of the floor.
Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And Patterson drops them both. It's been several possessions since they've converted.
And they've got to find a way to change that.
Nance a screen. Clarkson kicks to Nance. Back to Clarkson. Patterson bringing the double. Green inside the three-point line. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Green's got his first points of the game. Here's Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
Oh, and how about squeezing the orange as tight as he could there before the stuff?
Yeah, no way he's going to lose that thing on the way up. Grant against Korver. There's 38 seconds left in the third. Drops in the tray. Korver's got 6 points in the quarter.
If you do not respect that Kyle Korver has been making a living as a sniper from deep, then you haven't been doing your studying. You don't know the scouting report.
And he's had an excellent performance overall from the field.
Here's Clarkson following the score by Oklahoma City. There's 21 seconds left to play in the third.
Jump ball. You two.
They get a hand on it. The Cavaliers shooting 41% from the floor so far in the third.
That's the way to attack. Get it into the post and go to work.
Here's Patterson, and that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Patterson's got 19 points.
You can't lay that pass in there any better.
Pass to Green. 4 seconds left, and it's Green with the jam.
And Green getting off the floor there for the dunk. Really like watching him sky up for those.
That's just a lack of communication. Two guys just not on the same page.
And the Cavaliers with possession here. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. And so it's Oklahoma City holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Guys, good job hitting ahead. That means we're running, which is good, okay? We've got to pay attention right now, okay, and what we're doing coming out of timeouts.
Pushing the action, fast pace. Billy Donovan wants to keep them rolling it out.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a good job in transition. They just need to stay focused and be efficient.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. They've got Felton. Grant is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Johnson, and it's Abrinas in at the shooting guard position. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. The Thunder shooting a superb 63% from the field. Pulls up on the wing, and there's Felton. That's good on the assist by Patterson. Felton's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Thunder. Clarkson passes to Zizic. Johnson over to help. Korver gets a wide open look. Buries the long-range jumper. Korver's got 9 points here in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you're Kyle Korver. You got to be confident from there. It feels like he can sink it from anywhere on the floor.
Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Passes to Zizic. Releases. Korver, good. Korver's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game. Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. And so it's Cleveland with it, following the score by Oklahoma City. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Abrinas with the bucket.
And aggressive defense causing the mistake, then cashing in.
What a beautiful steal off of great anticipation. His instincts right there were right on.
Now here's Korver. And they're moving it up. Here's Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? The Cavaliers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. In the corner, Nance with it. Over Johnson. The rebound by Johnson. The Thunder have gotten every shot they've taken so far in the fourth quarter to go in. That's 5 in a row to start the quarter. Patterson, that's good.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And turnovers have been the issue for them.
You can see the coaches have gotten into them a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
There's the double team with Grant. Nance played in with a nice touch off the glass.
That's just too easy. I mean, you can't let him post you like that.
Well, yeah, you want to try to deny and take something away, but you can also see he's smart about his position.
And so it's Cleveland with it. Johnson with the block. And every player out there has a story about falling in love with the game. Chris, when did you fall in love with basketball? And what was it like playing basketball as a kid?
Well, it's so hard to remember when you first fall in love with basketball. There's so many great moments and great stories that you hear, but probably playing on the playground and seeing all the guys laughing and hearing the music and hearing the guys say check up and next game and smelling the sweat and seeing guys play physical. That's probably what it was. And then being able to play at a great gym called St. Cecilia in Detroit and then watch all the other players that played before us come in, the Isaiahs, Magic Johnson, Spencer Haywood, Terry Durod. I mean, you get to watch these guys play. Derek Coleman, Steve Smith. I could go on all day. Mark Makins, Terry Mills. I could just keep going. It was so fun watching these guys play. So to me, I fell in love with it as a kid, but every instance, every memory that I have made me fall in love with it that much more. How can you not fall in love with the greatest game ever played?
Well said. He hits both from the stripe. The Cavaliers have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. There's the pick. Calderon passes to Zizic. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And you look at Ante Zizic, the forgotten player in the big trade, a young center, legit size and strength, and he also played under David Blatt, the former Cavs coach in Europe.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
Free throw good, Zizic.
And Zizic has a lot of upside. One reason he was desired so much in the trade. Croatian, part of that golden generation, drafted 23rd overall in that 2016 draft, but ended up staying overseas.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Here's Eustace. And that one is off. Nance with some nice D. And here's Calderon. Cleveland moving it around. Chris, as we all know, you grew up in the Detroit area. It's a town that has seen glory days and hard times. Talk about what it means to you to come from Detroit and what you see in the future for the Motor City.
Well, it means everything to me to be a Detroiter. I think that's what made me successful in my career, is that I took on the heart of the city and the fact that it's a hard-hat town, a blue-collar town, and you have to earn your keep and you have to wish positive for the future. And so it's been great coming from there, and the hard times being from there, you know that we're resilient, and so it's great to see positive energy enter back into the city. It's great to see the Pistons play in the city for the first time in over 20 years, and so I see the future is bright for Detroit because Detroiters are always there, and as long as we have the people, everything else will be great.
You and I broadcast the last game in the Palace, and I'm wondering what you think the impact will be with the Pistons, as you just talked about, in their brand new building.
I think the impact would be great, but for fans. You know, when I was younger, I wanted to see the city. I wanted to see our team play, and I only lived a few miles from downtown, but about 30 or 40 miles from the Palace, and so I'm happy that the kids that supported the team, that dreams about being a Piston one day, I'm glad they finally get to go to a game. I'm glad that Detroit finally gets to really call the Pistons their own. What is it going to do? It's going to infuse positivity, and so hopefully for everyone, it's a positive environment.
And the free throw, no good. Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. Cleveland's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Pass to Zizic. Chris, you look at the league right now, how different would you say it is from when you played? And if there are a lot of differences, do you like the changes?
The NBA is much different from when I played. When I played, if you shot a jumper from the 15-foot range free throw line, they criticize you as a big fella. Now you have to be able to space the floor. If you were a big fella and led the break back then, they criticize you. Now you have a guy like Durant who is 6'11". So the game has changed from rules. It was so much more physical at the time. It was a slower pace. But, that was then. I love the way that the game is now. I love that players have more freedom. I love that the pace is faster. You don't have to look back at your coach to have a play called every time. The trust is put in these players' skill sets. And so I love it, man. Anytime you can see Harden go to work, Durant go to work, Curry go to work, Westbrook go to work, LeBron go to work, Irving go to work, and just watch them play in an open offense, man, it's a lot of fun. So, I like the changes, and it was fun when I played as well.
And there's the pass to Houston. Over Nance. Again, Oklahoma City.
That's a tough size matchup there, and he takes advantage of it from mid-range.
The Cavaliers have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Feeds it to Korver. Singler brings the double team. And Nance kicks to Calderon. To the inside. Outside for Korver. 5 on the clock. Here's Zizic, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Two shots.
And the first one drops. You look back on the last 5 off seasons or so, Chris, and there are usually huge names that change teams. LeBron, Durant, the first names that come to mind. As you went through the free agency process, how much of an influence did your agent or any sponsorships play in your role in that decision in picking your new team?
Yeah, I think every relationship with the player and their agent is different. For me, I wanted to go back to the place that I felt that was loyal to me. I wanted to go back to Sacramento because there had never been a small market team. I felt a really small market team that won a championship. And I saw Karl Malone try for all of those years. I saw Stockton try for all those years. Reggie try for all those years. And so I really wanted to be one of the first to kind of bring that back to the city. So my agent, my shoe company, no one could have said anything to take me away from that. That was a personal mission that I want, and I knew what I was dealing with at that time. But I think for other guys, it's different. Some guys, want more commercials. They like to be in a bigger market. Some guys don't want that, and they're happy at staying under the radar like a Tim Duncan as long as he's winning. So I think for every guy is different, and I really believe that you have to make that decision for yourself and your family first, because if you do that, then the fans wherever you go will be much happier because you want to be there. You're not just buying time there.
Both good from the line that time. Cleveland's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. There's the pick. Outside Korver. And we know this league is enjoying great success. The Players Union going into last season created a program, Chris, to fund health insurance for all retired players with 3 or more years of service.
Well, I'm proud of our Players Union. I hope that other sports take lead. You take care of those that come before you. That's one thing in the NBA we always know and the players will always respect. That's why it was a unanimous vote by the Players Association. It definitely was a proud moment. I'm proud of my NBA brothers. You can't pass up a shot from such short range.
Here is Calderon. Pass to Zizic. That's tipped. Connects from three-point range.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Here's Johnson. And the shot falls short this time. Cleveland's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the fourth. And here they come. drops in the breakaway layup.
Leaving the rest of the field in the dust.
Well, while he's out there making a play, everyone else is watching. Solid individual effort right there. Now, those passes into the paint have to be precise, just like that one.
Oklahoma City shooting an incredible 64% from the field in this game. They get it again. Eustace's shot is good. Eustace has got 6 points in the quarter.
His touch has been terrific this quarter. Most of what he puts up is going down.
He's covered by Felton. Here's Zizic, the offensive rebound. Goes up again, and it's good on the layup.
Now look at that. That's just a great all-around play. Getting into position for the offensive rebound, finishing strong on the putback.
And it's in there.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Well, Cleveland shooting 44% in the fourth. The offense with some ups and downs. They set the pick. Now here's Calderon. He kicks it to Korver, launches it. That falls. Nice feed this time from Jose Calderon. Calderon's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's Eustace. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
He has them reeling. They haven't had an answer for him this quarter.
Calderon kicks to Korver. Singler brings the double team. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Eustace passes to Johnson.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Oh, well, that's because it was terrific anticipation. Also, the quick hands, a lethal combination.
And again, Oklahoma City running the court in transition. It's good.
And showing a good nose for the ball there. Picks it clean, and he's off to the races.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to waste that effort. You want to cash in on these extra possessions. They certainly did that time.
Here's Calderon following the score by Oklahoma City. And the call will be against Alex Abrinas. That's his first foul. Patterson, he's checked in for Kyle Singler. Now Calderon. To the paint. It's stolen by Johnson. Here's Patterson. And again, it's Oklahoma City.
Another turnover there leading to a basket.
Cleveland's gone 4-7 with the long ball here in the fourth quarter. They set the pick. Tipped away. And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Clarkson's checked in. Outside Korver. Nance sets a screen for Korver. And that time, also a missed shot. Oklahoma City shooting an impressive 65%, having their way with this defense. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the foul against Cleveland.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And Patterson drops them both. The Cavaliers shooting about 42% so far. Passes it to Zizic. Clarkson against Felton. And stolen by Patterson. Here's Johnson, and then Johnson with the dunk.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Now, that's just the aggressiveness of transition, making sure they come away with points.
There's the screen. Pass to Zizic. They need this. It's tipped. They retain possession. So it's the Thunder now. Shoots from the baseline. Here's Johnson. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Thunder.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And with this win, they'll end up notching another victory for this year's campaign, win number 33.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief 2-gamer.
Chalk up 2 there.
Good movement there, and the lead pass was right where it needed to be.
Nance has gotten 5 baskets in 12 attempts so far. And there's Felton. That's good on the assist by Johnson.
I tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Well, a well-earned victory, feeding off the energy of this hometown crowd really all night.
Some nice passing by Cleveland here. The rebound by Johnson. Here's Eustace. The layup off target.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're up. 23 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Guys, what's your take?
You know, this is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
My guess is that they're just trying to avoid some monumental breakdown after having dominated up to this point.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Patrick Patterson.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
He doesn't always get the minutes he's gotten tonight, but there's no way they were going to sit him down once he got going. And the crowd has been loving it. A memorable night for him coming off the bench. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Pulls it up. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. Here's Eustace, covered by Nance. And the shot will not go from Eustace.
That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Cleveland, Teddy Austin. At the line for 2.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
No good on the free throw. He hits the second from the line. Outside, Felton shoots. In time, he gets the jumper to fall.
Nice understanding of where to go with the pass there.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.